There was a time I waited for motivation to change my life. I waited for energy, for clarity, for some magical spark that would wake me up and push me forward. But it never came. And every time I waited, life moved on without me. That's when I realized if you keep waiting for motivation, you'll wait forever. Real progress doesn't start with energy. It starts with a decision. A quiet promise you make to yourself and keep, even when it's hard. Welcome to Better Each Day. This is not a place for perfection. It's a place for truth. Because I believe growth isn't something you find, it's something you build. Let's talk about the one thing that truly moves your life forward. Most people think they need motivation to start. But the truth, motivation is like weather, unpredictable, unstable, and temporary. You feel inspired one morning, and by the afternoon, it's gone. The world hits you with noise, pressure, fatigue, and that spark, it's already fading. I used to be that guy, the one who waited for motivation before doing anything. But the longer I waited, the weaker I became. The turning point came when I realized something brutal but freeing. Motivation is optional. Discipline is not. You don't need to feel ready. You need to decide you're going to act, regardless. Discipline is doing the thing when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is, I'll do it when I feel like it. But when was the last time you actually felt like doing the hard thing? Nobody wakes up craving discomfort, but those who win, they show up anyway. Discipline isn't about force. It's about alignment with who you want to become. Every morning you face a choice, discipline or delay. If you win your morning, you set the tone for your entire day. If you lose it, excuses creep in, resistance takes over, and the version of you you're trying to become gets postponed again. Here's a truth nobody told me when I was stuck. Doing something imperfect is 1,000 times better than doing nothing perfectly. You don't need the perfect morning routine. You don't need the best plan. You need a single step. Today, read one page, do 5 push-ups, work 10 minutes, then stop if you want. But chances are, once you begin, you'll keep going. That's the power of momentum. It only shows up after you start. And here's the killer insight. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. If you wait until everything makes sense, you'll wait forever. When you act, your brain stops negotiating. The resistance fades. Doubt gets drowned in motion. That's why the strongest people don't always feel motivated. They feel tired, anxious, uncertain, just like you. But they act anyway. This is the moment most people lose. Not because they fail, but because they let feelings decide their future. Discipline means, I do what I said I would do, whether I feel like it or not. That's not cold. That's freedom. The real shift happens when you stop chasing motivation and start building identity. You stop saying, I hope I get it done, and start saying, this is who I am now. Because when your identity changes, your habits follow. Some days you'll feel like giving up. Some days life will feel too loud, too heavy, too much. And that's exactly when discipline matters most. You don't need to go fast. You just need to not stop. When motivation fades, promises remain. That quiet promise you made to yourself that you'd change, that you'd show up. Hold on to that, because nobody's coming to save you. But you're still here. Progress isn't about perfection. It's not about always feeling strong. It's about showing up, especially when it's easier not to. You want to change your life? Keep the promises you make to yourself. If this message spoke to you, you're not alone. At Better Each Day, we don't chase motivation, we build identity. Subscribe, like, share this with someone who's ready to show up, not someday, but today. Because this is not just another video, it's the start of who you're becoming.